On Fridays, he comes in. You can find him at the Royal Grounds on Polk, cranking out those scripts, cranking out columns. It's movies, it's music. He joins us on a rainbow. He's Michael Snyder, everyone, the culture blaster. How are you, Michael?
I'm good, Mark. Hi, John, and hi, Kim. Are you there, Kim?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there. There you are. Oh, my goodness.
I'm so excited to be on with you. This is awesome.
Oh, well, the honor is mine. Hey, look, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude here. I love the rainbow sound. You know, June is busting out all over in every sense of the word, especially for the LGBTQ plus community. Happy Pride Month to all my friends who identify as any gender or sexual preference, regardless of the letter. You know, I don't know. I'm your ally. I'm your advocate. I myself am a get-mo-sexual. It would be nice to just get a little more sex these days. But
how dare you? How dare you?
I do what I do.
It's 100% effective. How about that?
Well, I guess if the public pleas for it is 100% effective. Okay,
we do what we can, like I said. So, in any event...
Well, congratulations. 3 solid quarters of basketball last night.
Oh, you had to go there, Mark.
I'm sorry, but it was really rough, man.
I know. I don't remember being so disheartened and seeing such a horrifying turnaround. They couldn't miss, and by they, I mean the enemy in green. And our guys, other than Chef Curry, were not cooking up anything. No. So we'll see how things go. This team has overcome obstacles before, and they are my Golden State Warriors. I believe in them. I back them, win or lose, hopefully win.
Good.
Can we change the topic a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. We can go to whatever you want.
Can you let him finish, sir?
Yes,
let's talk movies. The latest movie from idiosyncratic filmmaker David Cronenberg, a master of, and we've discussed this, Mark, body horror, among other stylistic quirks.
Idiosyncratic, excuse me, dingward.
Anyway, this movie is called Crimes of the Future, and some might call the movie a crime of the present, but I'm not among them.
I get what he did. See, that's very movie critic of you to do that.
I was caught up in it, although I do have to admit to giving Cronenberg the benefit of the doubt when he indulges his more bizarre inclinations, because I love so many of his movies. And if you want to hear bizarre, Scanners, The Fly, Videodrome, his adaptation of William Burroughs' surreal novel, Naked Lunch, all of these are high points in freaky cinema fantasy. The general consensus is that if his movies don't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. You know, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Anyway. Who is having that conversation?
Some people... In 2022, there are people that only know him for his portrayal of the dour, enigmatic Dr. Kovich, who is the United Federation of Planets official in the 32nd century world of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, I didn't realize that he was involved in that.
Yeah, he's doing a little acting. Anyway.
Enigmatic, yes.
Crimes of the Future is less futuristic than Star Trek, but it does depict a corner of a dystopian near future wherein a couple played by Viggo Mortensen
Go ahead, yes.
Viggo Mortensen and Leah Seydoux are performance artists with a gut-wrenching twist, and I'm talking literally gut-wrenching. In front of an audience, Viggo's character is splayed out on a sort of mechanical table that does invasive organ surgery as she oversees the procedure to reveal mutations that are stimulated or are part of human evolution in a world beset by pollution and worse. There's even a national organ registry that's trying to keep tabs on all them changes.
Wow. The science is ridiculous.
In this case, Kristen Stewart plays the registry's agent who is tasked with observing the couple's act and actions. There's also a conspiracy afoot involving synthetic food. You know, fuzzy ideas, some plotting scenes, and a strangely oblique finale undermine Cronenberg's strange, we'll call them futurist musings. We've already seen artist Chris Burden in real life arranged to get shot as a performance piece. So are these medical theatrics really that much of a stretch? That question aside, there are elements at play that recall certain aspects of Cronenberg's earlier work. Crash, Naked Lunch, and Videodrome come to mind. But for all the viscera, there's nothing here that is as stunning and gritty and, yes, plausible as 2 other fairly recent movies Cronenberg directed with Viggo Mortensen as his lead, A History of Violence, and Eastern Promises, neither of which was written by the director.
I didn't realize Cronenberg directed both those?
Oh, yes, he did.
Those are brilliant movies.
They are absolutely. He is a masterful director, but, he has his interests, his own personal bent. He didn't write them. And this here is pure, uncut, pardon the expression, uncut Cronenberg. He wrote the script. It's his world. We just squirm in it.
Wow. Too intense for me, you think?
I would think so. Crimes of the Future is in theaters. His fans will be there in spades, I expect. And I thought there was much to recommend here, but it is not one of his greatest.
But it's definitely squirmy. It's going to make you squirm.
Oh, yeah, baby.
By the way, oblique is a ding word, and viscera is certainly a ding word.
Anyway, in a refreshing twist on the standard underdog sports story.
By the way, Crimes of the Future, that's in theaters only?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We have The Phantom of the Open. It's not as inspiring as many dramas about athletes who overcome the odds to emerge a winner in the crucial final scene. Instead, it's the opposite. It's a very droll, mostly true account of Maurice Flitcroft, the Phantom of the Open. He's a kind-hearted working-class crane operator from the northwest of England who was facing unemployment in the mid-1970s due to company cutbacks. So he decides on a whim to embark upon a new career as a golfer. He's watching golf on television and goes, oh, that's what I'll do. Anyway, through a series of mishaps, he's permitted to play in the 1976 British Open Golf Championship despite minimal skill on the fairways. And in fact, he had never played a full round of golf prior to the Open. And
this is a really clever. No, this is a clever premise, though.
It's not a premise; it's a real story.
This is a documentary.
No, it's a docudrama.
Oh, I see. It really happened?
Dramedy. It's a docu-comedy. This is a real story. This is an absolute person who existed.
I didn't know this.
Okay. So anyway, he's really bad at it, and it doesn't seem likely to get better, and yet he persists. I mean, this could have been a lowbrow comedy relying on cheap shots.
He played in the British Open?
Yes, he did.
Okay, go
Look,
ahead.
it takes Flitcroft's passion and good intentions seriously, as does the cast, led by the absolutely superb Mark Rylance. He's in the critical role of the relentlessly cheerful, up-for-anything Flitcroft. He carries much of the load throughout the performance and the movie, and he's pretty perfectly matched up with Sally Hawkins, whose performance as Flitcroft's devoted and determined wife, Jean, combines kind of toughness and tenderness in equal measure. These are award-winning actors, and they're supported by the likes of Rhys Ifans as Flitcroft's primary nemesis. This is like snooty British Open administrator, and they bring depth and nuance to what could have been more than a simple crowd pleaser in the right hands, and happily is. Craig Roberts directed Simon Farnaby's very wry, very tidy script based on the biography. Here's the title: The Phantom of the Open, Maurice Flitcroft, the World's Worst Golfer. That is the entire title of the biography. Farnaby co-wrote that. If it seems a little cruel, title-wise, and may be accurate, the screen adaptation presents this guy as more of a role model than a lovable loser. He's a caring husband to Jean, a doting dad to their fun-loving twins, and her more serious-minded son from a previous relationship. Instead of coming off, as something foolish in this fruitless campaign to be a successful golfer, Flitcroft, so dogged in his refusal to give up on his dream despite this lack of athletic skill, it ends up inadvertently inspiring people who also struggle with their limitations. That's something really laudable. The Phantom of the Open will be in Bay Area theaters next Friday, but it is open in L.A. and New York right now.
Wow. He reminds me a little of that Eddie Eagle, the story. Like, you remember the flying eagle? The guy who's like sort of the underdog that everybody rallies around. Now, Eagle really actually had some talent as a ski jumper.
Right, exactly. Whereas this guy, anyway, it's very charming.
Very cool. By the way, a droll gets a ding. Also, a doting. He said doting dad. Doting is a ding word.
Really? Toward a more colorful vocabulary, Mark. Anyway,
you're really knocking dings down and to impress him.
Benediction is another movie biography about a real 20th century Brit, but it's wildly different from this warm comedic tale of Flitcroft. And in this case, we have the dark, tragedy-tinged tale of a decorated British Army veteran of World War I who becomes an acclaimed war poet. This guy's name was, and he's still British, so bear with me, Siegfried Sassoon. He was nearly shattered by all the mutilation and death he witnessed on the battlefield, and he subsequently embraced a kind of a resolute anti-war stance that, in combination with PTSD, landed him in a sanitarium and effectively ended his career as a soldier. But the poetry he wrote that reflected his wartime experiences and his pacifist beliefs earned him respect in aristocratic and literary circles, where he could also indulge in what was then known as, quote, the love that dare not speak its name. Oh, June, Pride Month. And here we have the story of Siegfried Sassoon. His harrowing personal journey is depicted here in Benediction, and it's the latest from the accomplished Liverpool-born filmmaker Terence Davies, who's probably best known for award-winning period dramas like The Long Day Closes and Distant Voices Still Lives. His expert direction and thoughtful script bring kind of a murky, somewhat suffocating quality to Benediction that is pretty much in line with Sassoon's life. It was not an easy ride. I mean, this guy was tormented by the horrors of his military service and burdened by his homosexuality. He felt compelled by society to try and fit in and find peace, but his choices didn't assure a happy life.
Well, the anti-gay laws in Britain.
Horrible, yeah. and lingered and lingered and lingered into the 50s and 60s and 70s. Anyway, Jack Lowden, who was recently one of the leads in the Amazon Prime espionage series Slow Horses, is thoroughly compelling as the noble, tormented young Sassoon. And Peter Capaldi, best known as the 12th Doctor on the long-running BBC sci-fi hit Doctor Who, does exemplary work as the elder and brooding Sassoon. Davies mixes in archival footage from the trenches, vintage music, and most crucially, excerpts from Sassoon's poems in voiceover. Look, Mark, in today's world where war rages on and human rights are continually threatened, the words Sassoon wrote decades ago continue to resonate, and Benediction offers them in a very tragic and memorable context. It's in theaters right now.
Well, first I want to say resolute and exemplary both get ding words, both get dings. That sounds intriguing. So you liked Benediction.
I did.
The Phantom of the Open, you liked, I kind of got the impression.
I very much liked. Yeah. Both of those films are first rate, and I have written more in-depth reviews on them both in the current issue of the Marina Times.
And Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, for fans.
It'll make you, fans of Cronenberg and that sort of thing, that genre.
If we have a second, I do want to also extol the virtues of Watcher, which is moving stealthily into the terror zone. It's an accomplished, bare-bones thriller about an attractive young American woman whose significant other has just landed a job in the city of Bucharest, Romania, right at the same time that a serial killer is murdering attractive women in the area. Wow, who would have guessed
could possibly go wrong? Yeah.
No. Micah Monroe from It Follows and The Bling Ring plays the American woman. Julia Carl Glusman from Devs and the Neon Demon.
I know it. I see it. Yeah.
Is her mate. Anyway,
You liked it?
Vern Gorman, creepy guy. Yeah, I tell you what.
Watcher, it's called. Where can we see it?
It is actually in theaters, and you know what? It cleverly addresses the victimization of women and the frequent dismissal of their fears and pleas. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard to the contrary.
Michael, we love you in the Marina Times.